everybody! How did y'all get through that storm? We are getting freezing rain right now. It has been 2 days since we had the snow. Today's our warm day and it was supposed to get up to about 30. It got up to 20. I don't know where it's at right now, but it's warm enough to rain, but it's coming down freezing. Husband's getting called in to fill generators. As you know, he's a fuel man. He's hauling diesel. Makes for a poopy night. I have been kind of bunkered down in the house and I've been trying out some new recipes for bread. Have you ever made sourdough bread? I had the worst fail with sourdough bread. I pretty much just about caught everything on fire. I didn't have parchment paper, so I used freezer paper. The whole house filled with smoke. I had to hurry up and unplug the smoke alarm so that it wouldn't wake up everybody early this morning. And sourdough, oh my God, 12 to 18 hours to let it raise. So I've just been in there doing stuff. I've been doing a lot of cleaning the last hour. Bethy dressed me up, that's why my lips are red. I've got an Eeyore little girl barrette in my hair too. So it's almost dark and I'm trying to get the cows fed 3 to 4 times a day. This hay from the drought, I've been feeding them from the barn. I've got a couple truckloads of bales out in the field still, but with the snow, with the ice, I don't want to take the Dodge over there and get stuck. So they're eating this hay, and this hay is yellow. It's almost straw. There's a lot of seed heads and nutrition value in it. It's just dry. And it's a little dusty smelling because it's been in there since June. But they're eating it. And they're getting a nice dry bedding. Now, if I were to lead them into the barn, I have the risk of the bulls. So they're just staying out and they don't have run-ins. A lot of cows don't. They're just out in pasture. You know, those big farm ranches, there's not just little run-ins. They have trees for shade. That's the plan at some point with the trees that we planted over there. So they'll have trees to be under for shelter if we ever wanted to put them out on pasture. So right now, whew, hopefully the girls will get another half bale before dark and the boys will get one more bale. But I try to just give them 1 to 2 at a time so that they eat it up instead of laying it. And I'm not doing the round feeder right now. We had tons of rain and mud before this. And they're not liking walking around in that right now because it's real lumpy. Super hard. And, you know, it's not good for cows to be tripping up and falling down. Chocolate, the big bull, he's moving real slow. He's acting like an old man. He has been for months, so I don't know how old you're supposed to let him get to be, but he's been our main bull, and we talked about getting rid of him and butchering him. Whew. And right now, I have got a half sold to somebody, and he might be going in next month. My fingers are froze. I can't use my camera on my phone. Whew. With my gloves on. So I'm wearing one, carrying the other while I'm doing this. I'm about out of soybeans right now. You know, we crack our own feed in the hammer mill grinder. This is my corn trailer. I have emptied out this corn trailer bucket by bucket for the last year. So this one had been in my driveway for a long time and he moved it up here to make it easier for me. But there's only, it's my father-in-law's trailer. There's an opening way down on this end and my corn that's left is down here. So I pushed the tarp way over, and because it's not in the driveway now, all of that stuff that was in there, rainwater just filtered down to the bottom and it got mushy. And I kind of protested and didn't want to walk in there because I was thinking on rotting wet corn. So I got up there today and I tell you that jet sled is proving to be worth its weight in dollars right now, because I filled that jet sled up. I just threw the corn over the top. I stood up on top of it. I filled the jet sled up 3 times full of corn so that I could fill up my bins. because I tried to get everything full before the storm. And wouldn't you know it, the crank on the oat trailer froze. It'd be so nice to have feed bins that work proper, but I have my bin here. I'm going in to go check on the chickens. The winter is so hard on all of these animals. Whew. I know I don't have a super lot of light in here. It's getting dark. But I can't run a heat lamp out here right now because I've got all this, well, over here, there's all that hay behind me. And I told you before, I'm super scared of having a barn fire. And that's the last thing we need right now. So Jack came out here with me. He's been being a good worker. And he shoveled this little area out for them. I said, make it about as big as your bed so that they can come out. Because they were just staying inside and then they start pecking at each other again. One little hen didn't make it through the other day. I think they kind of went after her and then she went off on her own. She didn't have any buddies to keep her warm. So, whew, stole my snow shovel from this area. And it's time to kind of close things up before dark. I try to get this done because I hate coming in the barn and finding possums and raccoons hanging out waiting for me. There's a reason my little kids are scared of the dark. All these critters. Come on, guys, come in. Everybody come in. So we're getting by in this super cold, getting everybody fresh bedding, keeping them warm. I'm going up to go check on the pigs right now. Their water keeps freezing. And the big pigs have almost a frozen solid block of ice. And we don't have a backup heater to go stick it in there in their water. And when I've done it in the past, they mess with it. He knows it all around. So it's just better to keep giving them fresh water all day long. So let's go up there and go check on them. If you didn't know what I meant by my jet sled, this is it. It's an ice fishing sled. It's that Eagle Claw Jet Sled XL. I have been using this anytime it's snowy because the wheels will not go through the snow. They don't even go through the mud super great. So it makes a big difference because these pigs are way far from the barn. Gotta get my knife. This coat, I told you about at Christmas, got this pocket. So I keep my knife right there so that I don't lose it. Got all my gilts over in the next pen. And there's one banging on the side. I sure would like to breed them. Have some spring piglets. It's really nice to kind of raise your own animals, see them be born and everything. It doesn't bother me to have them as babies and then raise them up into meat, but it's nice to sell off the extras to kind of fund things also. The trouble with it is getting people to commit. A lot of people say, yeah, I want a pig. I want a half a pig, you know, for butchering. Or I want to take all the gilts and raise them. Well, then they don't want to stick with it, and then you've got, you know, 12 or 14 baby pigs, and you don't know what to do with them. What are you going to do? You just got to feed them. So, these girls are all breeding age now. But on the other hand, whew, I've got 5 big pigs here right now. And there is not room for everybody. There is not room or time to put everybody in the freezer or take them all to a butcher. So if you need some freezer pork, let me know. We got a few butcher shops that we can take them to. But boy, I'll tell you, getting an appointment at the meat processing places. I called our favorite place, which is way north of us. They're over an hour drive. But they don't have a resale meat shop, so there's never any weight loss issues on your packaged meat. It's McConnell's in Rosebush, Michigan. So they're real honest people. If you are in our area, I highly, highly recommend them. We have even had them put us on wait lists for when there's cancellations. But when I called about having those big pigs butchered in the fall, there wasn't a pork appointment until January because they were getting into hunting season. Move! Move, pig! Come on. Here's my little gilts. They're in a little hut there. This was a little shed that we had built from scraps. He tore apart a tool shed, workbench, right after we moved here and saved all the lumber from it. And the previous owners of the farm had all this steel sheeting back in a low spot. So we've been using it for various little things, and it's quite handy to have. And the other pigs are in a fuel oil barrel that he used the torch to cut it open. They just love it. But I tell you, they're in great shape. They've got a roof and they've got sides. These girls here have got a side and they've got a back, and it's not where I wanted it, but when I put it in their pen a few weeks ago, that was so muddy I could not drag that thing around. So right now, if we're getting a wind from the north, they get it. But as soon as we got this snow, they finally decided to move over into that area because they wanted to be someplace else. Yes, I'm giving them hay. We get straw from the neighbor. I said before a few weeks ago, my straw is way up in the loft. And he's got it boxed in so I can't get to it. Probably in the spring when I run out. I wish I hadn't done this, right? But you know what? Oh, it was -9 degrees to minus like 13 degrees in different areas this morning. That's below zero, not below 32. So, oh. The nice thing is they've got somebody else to cuddle up next to. I'll show you what they're doing with it. So they're 3 happy little pigs, all eating their food. Today they get corn and beans and oats. We're just about out of those beans, like I said, so I got up in that corn trailer and got them a load of corn. And here's the nice little nest they made themselves with the hay I gave them. They get mouthfuls of it, they scatter it all around. There's room for probably comfortably 4 pigs in here, so the 3 of them have plenty of room and still have plenty of roof shelter for themselves. But they make themselves a nice little nest. Speaking of nesting, I am making some hamburger buns and some bread. If you've ever met a farmer like my husband, everything has soy in it, all these different products. He found out it's like an anti-food and anti-nutrient. So it can actually rob your body from the nutrients that you get from your food. So he asked me to make more homemade bread and to just stop buying it. So that sourdough bread didn't turn out, but I tried making some hamburger buns out of it and they turned out like English muffins. So today I'm just this is a double batch recipe for the white bread. I am letting this rise. It's still got a little ways to go, but I've got some good sized hamburger buns here so that we can do some like homemade 1/4 pounder burgers for dinner. So I got to get in on that. All of my little kids, see, we've been working on maple syrup tubing. Got a quilt going on for Miss Bethany. This guy has been cleaning because I have to get my carpet cleaner out again. All these little spots from my little guys. So rearranged the furniture the other day and it revealed a whole bunch of cleaning that needs to be done. So I'm going to get back into doing my bread. My oven is just about up to temperature, so I've got to get my hamburgers going so that I can get everything done for dinner at the same time. Everybody stay warm. I hope you all got through the freeze okay. This is real winter going on. I just checked the 10-day forecast and brr, it's not warming up at all. I'm not looking forward to it. But the good thing is having the tools to be able to get through it and the warm clothes, and thank goodness for our little house because just cooking on the oven heats the whole place up. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to hit that like button, hit that little notification bell so that you'll know when the next video comes out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.